Raise your hand if you got laid off.
I got laid off. I have been devastated. I loved my job so much.
Happy New Year. I just got laid off. That's never happened to me before, so I guess new life experiences, right? I just got laid off.
The American job market may have frozen over. Layoffs are reaching levels we haven't seen in years, and this time, no industry is safe. Massive cuts in tech, healthcare, and retail have everyone asking the same question. Is my job actually secure?
I have a sync on my calendar in 3 minutes. I'm getting laid off. I saw who it's with. Layoffs are going on right now. I can't breathe. I'm kind of excited because I fucking hate my job, but also I don't have a job now, and I literally just quit my other job. So now I have no income.
First, we will be closing the sports department in its current form. Unfortunately, we are grappling and have been with just major changes in the way sports news is delivered, shared, and experienced across the industry.
It's January 5th, 2026, and I just got laid off of my corporate job at 5:05 p.m. I clocked out, and then I got laid off.
The comments on these videos reveal a harsh reality. One viewer wrote that everyone is getting laid off, while another was just laid off an hour ago. But it's the stories of long-term loyalty being rewarded with a pink slip that are the most jarring. Like this person, who was laid off after 32 years with a company. It's becoming clear that employers have zero loyalty. One creator even uprooted her entire life for a new role, only to be fired 4 weeks later.
I got laid off today. After I moved here for only 4 weeks, I got laid off.
It makes you wonder, is this even legal?
I don't even know. This feels crazy. And I literally moved across the country for this job.
So the question is, why is all of this happening right now? Here is what we know so far.
Employers across nearly every sector, from tech to healthcare, have announced layoffs totaling in the tens of thousands, with some companies citing efficiency gained from AI as the main reason. It's likely most are conducting the cuts as purely a money-saving measure intended to quickly boost the company's stock price, and this time no one was safe.
The layoffs hit almost every industry. In tech, Amazon led the way by letting go of 16,000 corporate employees, mostly engineers. Pinterest followed suit by laying off around 15% of its workforce. Other sectors also announced major cuts, including Nike and FedEx in the retail space, Expedia in travel, and Blue Shield of California in healthcare.
But things are only getting worse from here, with even more companies announcing their intention to join in on future layoffs, as corporate America, including Microsoft, who announced that they will conduct one of the largest layoffs in their recent history, and UPS, who plans to cut a whopping 30,000 total jobs this year.
But is AI really the reason for all of this? While most people think so, others aren't so sure. There's a growing suspicion that AI is just a cover story to move jobs offshore for cheaper labor. We're seeing a massive trend of American roles being cut, only to be reopened in places like India for a fraction of the cost. You can find several comments on TikTok from people who've experienced this firsthand. One person wrote that AI efficiency is just code for offshoring, sharing that their company is closing some departments with plans to reopen in India. Another person responded, saying their husband's company works for Medicaid and Medicare, where they laid off almost 80% of employees and offshored those jobs to India. The scale of this shift is staggering. Another person noted that their team used to be all US-based, but is now 4 people from the US and 16 from India. It's hard to tell where the AI trend ends and the offshoring begins. It's likely a mix of both. Some companies are legitimately replacing staff with algorithms right now, while others are simply using AI as a cover story to move jobs overseas without looking like the villain. But here's the real twist. Those offshore jobs aren't safe anymore. We're seeing the first signs that those roles are being targeted for replacement next.
One of the largest health systems in the United States currently has all of their hospital billing, all of their patient scheduling offshore using Indian resources. They use a vendor to do that. They announced this week that they are going to terminate that offshore agreement and pay a $1.3 billion termination fee to get out of their 10-year contract.
So what could possibly justify a $1.3 billion termination fee?
They're going to bring everything back in-house. and use agentic AI, essentially replacing all those offshore resources.
I see. So whether you're in New York or New Delhi, if an algorithm is cheaper than your salary, companies are willing to bet billions to make the switch. But let's switch gears. On top of all the layoffs, we're also seeing job opportunities disappear.
The US labor markets has gone from bad to worse. And before we talk about January, I want to show you this so that you have some context. Here is the amount of jobs created each month from 2022 up until the end of 2025. So take a look at how many jobs were being created in 2022 each month. 200,000 jobs, 3, 4, 500,000 jobs, 800,000 jobs. And then you take a look at 2025. And as you can see, it's weakened a lot.
It's clear that job cuts have surged while hiring is at an all-time low.
Graph at the top of the article, notice that job growth has consistently trended down for 2025, and it was literally negative at the end of the year. And the unemployment rate has been consistently trending upwards since 2022.
Now let's take a look at 2026.
The ADP report shows that private companies added only 22,000 jobs in January, and the analyst expectation was that it's going to come in at 45,000. Therefore, there was a low bar, and yet it came out worse than expected.
But if you take one look at job boards, you'd think there were a ton of opportunities. Sadly, it's an illusion. Roughly 30% of job postings are fake. That's 1 in 3 jobs. Companies are promoting what are known as ghost jobs. These listings look active, but they're often just meant to trick investors into thinking the company is growing. In other instances, they're just gathering resumes in case a role opens up in the future. But for the person actually applying, it's a massive emotional drain and a total waste of energy.
I'm at this point in my job search where I'm so sick and tired of corporate America, it makes me sick to my stomach. I feel like I'm begging to get a job and to be picked. And it blows my mind when people are like, reach out to the recruiters on LinkedIn, reach out to try to network. It feels like high school. Why am I begging people to hire me and trying to show them my value? It feels sickening. And then seeing all these companies just do mass layoffs, and all I do is apply for jobs all day. And I took a $15 pay cut to be able to survive, and I feel like I just cannot do it anymore.
People are officially fed up. They're tired of being at the mercy of these companies and having no say in their own livelihood.
I don't want to work for another company to give me a salary to live off of them. They own me, really, is what it comes down to. And I have to figure something else out. Because I sell vintage kids' clothes on the side, and that's great. But that's not cutting it for me. I need to figure something else out where I'm in control of my own money. I don't want to go back to corporate America. It's making me so sick.
People are also fed up with getting generic advice from those who haven't been unemployed in years.
Respectfully, I don't really want job search advice from people who haven't been unemployed in this job market. If you haven't applied to hundreds or even thousands of jobs, been ghosted, been rejected after multiple final rounds, then you really just don't get it. I really don't think it's about effort anymore. It's mental endurance and timing and luck.
There's also a growing trend of companies trying to lowball candidates.
I think the most discouraging thing about this job market is that the jobs that do come available want so much from you, and they don't have a lot of pay that's involved in it.
These jobs often combine multiple roles into one and require overtime, but employers are only offering a fraction of what those positions used to pay.
And then they asked what I wanted, and I was like, okay, and they were kind of like encouraging me to be very honest about, and it wasn't just going to be copywriting, it was going to be marketing operations, it was going to be heavily like branding, social media. I'd be wearing a lot of hats. And they're like, okay, so based on your skill set, based on all the things we told you, based on the fact that you'll probably do overtime as well, because being an hourly position, you doing trade shows, all these sort of things. I was like, okay, well, here is it. Here is the number that I know that I have actually made before doing one of these jobs, let alone 3.
Many believe that corporations are taking advantage of the layoffs. Knowing candidates are desperate, they are purposefully offering $35,000 to $50,000 salaries for roles that should be $70,000 minimum.
They kept telling me over and over again they've never seen this number in all their years for the type of position that I would be working for. They've never seen anyone ask for that number, and I was like, they don't even know anyone who has made that number. This isn't a crazy number, by the way. I was just like, I just want you to know, I have had 2 jobs that have paid me this exact number.
Recent college grads are also frustrated with the job market and wondering why they even went to college in the first place.
The majority of Gen Z is unemployed. Yes, it's true, and yes, that is a ridiculous statement because a lot of us are graduating college at this point. meaning we were lied to our whole entire childhood, all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, thinking that we are going to get these amazing jobs and we're going to be financially stable and it's all going to work out when we graduate.
You'd think a 4-year degree would guarantee you a job in your field, but that just isn't the case anymore.
I recently graduated college in May of 2025. I do not have one friend that is truly employed with an actual job that their career uses. Like, yes, I have employed friends, like, at normal jobs, like retail, restaurants, things like that, but that is completely different.
It's not just undergrads either. Even people with master's degrees are starting to regret those extra years in school. They're finding out that specializing further didn't actually help them get hired.
I am 5 years post-grad with my master's degree, and I can finally say with certainty that I regret it. I honestly forget that I even have a master's degree. I started in 2019 before the big AI bubble, and I genuinely thought that this would have been a good choice for me. Now, the problem with AI and what we're going through today is that people feel like they're experts in things and they don't need specialized knowledge anymore. This is why we went to school, by the way, to get this specialized knowledge. I spent tens of thousands of dollars to realize that everything I learned in school was basically Googleable. It is something that probably ChatGPT could have given me the same answers on. The difference is I just sat in a classroom all day and spent a lot of money for it.
We're seeing people on TikTok showing solidarity with new grads, reminding them that they aren't alone in this struggle.
If you've recently just graduated from college and you can't find a job for the life of you, you're freaked out about the economy, you're freaked out about the job market, and more importantly, you're hearing all of this AI stuff. You're like, what is going on with the world right now? I'm submitting 200 resumes a day on both Indeed and LinkedIn, and I haven't gotten a single interview. Listen up, you are not alone.
What I've learned in that time is that the job market is absolute. I hate to tell you, I hate to hear oh, it's not just you, it's not just you. Truly, it's not just you, but the job market sucks.
The general consensus for getting hired right now is to apply for dozens of roles every day for months on end. It's become a brutal numbers game, and the strategy is to simply play the volume game until an offer finally comes through.
Hey boo, guess what? I got the job. Girl, I got the job. I accepted my offer this morning. After 7 long months of being unemployed and applying to jobs every day, I accepted my offer this morning.
For those who do have a job, the general advice right now is to protect it. With mass layoffs hitting almost every industry, most experts agree that now isn't the time to quit or try to switch careers unless you have a firm offer already in hand.
If you have a job going into 2026, hold on to that job. Job hug, don't quit. I've heard from so many recruiters that they've never seen candidates struggle this much before.
You guys, with the number of people that were laid off in January and how quickly AI is advancing, it looks like we're entering a point of no return, as in governments may have to introduce universal basic income because there may not be enough jobs for all of us to work. So if you do have a job right now, now is not the time to quit. Please hold on to it with everything that you have.
And if you can, try to find additional ways to make money on the side, whether it's picking up extra shifts or a side hustle.
And if you have any sort of income available to you, whether it's a side hustle or driving Uber, use it. Use your skills now to make as much money as you can while you still can. Because the world as we know it, meaning pre-AI, looks like it's just not going to be coming back ever.
But what happens if you actually get hit by a layoff? It can be an incredibly difficult process to navigate. Experts say the first step is realizing that it isn't your fault.
If you were laid off this week, or you have been laid off and struggling to get back into the workforce, and this chief operating officer has come across your For You page, here is something that I need to tell you that your leadership did not have the balls to. They messed up. They messed up. You know that old saying in dating, if they wanted to, they would? Yeah, they wanted to afford their fancy vacations. They wanted to, smack their name on a new billboard, maybe pay for ads for the Super Bowl coming up. It had nothing to do with you.
The goal is to separate your self-worth from your employment. Many suggest looking at the employer for what they really are, a business making a cold financial decision rather than a reflection of your value.
It is not normal to turn somebody's key card off, turn off all of their access, and let them know that they've got a 15-minute call. It is not normal, nor is it humane, to put a 15-minute call without removing their access to anything and not letting them know what that meeting is in this current hiring market. It is inhumane to look at somebody who you know you are cutting off their livelihood and tell them that they should be grateful for 2 weeks severance. It is inhumane what happened to you.
Above all else, the priority has to be protecting your mental health.
And when you are met with that kind of treatment, our knee jerk is to immediately get to work because you've got bills to pay. You've got mouths to feed, including your own. But I need you to take a second and validate the fact that you went through a traumatizing experience that was not your fault and you did not deserve it. The way they chose to lay you off was cowardly. And you did not imagine it. You did think that you had a good relationship with those people. Do not allow them to gaslight you. Everything you thought was real, up until the point where they realized it was far easier to get rid of quality people than actually do their damn job and solve their business problems. Take a moment to validate your feelings. If you can get access to mental health support, please do so.
As for the immediate next steps, most experts say to file for unemployment right away. It's about getting a financial cushion as quickly as you can while you look for what's next.
If I got laid off today, here's exactly what I would do next. From somebody who's gone through multiple layoffs in their career and survived and recovered from them each time, and was recently featured in Business Insider talking about this exact subject. The first thing I absolutely do is go and file for unemployment. Rules vary from state to state as to who can file and when, but you need to understand the rules and file as soon as you possibly can, because it can take a lot of time, especially when mass layoffs are going on or holidays are coming up, so you want to get that process going now. The second thing you need to do, and this can be something different for everybody, is you need to take whatever time you can for some introspection and a pause. I know that can be hard. It could just be a minute, a day, a few hours, but you need some time. You cannot react instantly when making the next steps from here. After that time, the next thing I'm doing is I'm brushing up my LinkedIn profile and my resume. Hopefully you've kept your resume up to date up to this point, but if not, I'm doing it now, and I'm making sure my LinkedIn profile is ready for the eyes it is about to have on it. Updating your profile means making a headline that is clear about what you are looking for and what you're good at, updating your top skills at the top of your profile, pinning some things you are proud of, and making sure that your experience lines up with what you want people to find you for. After that, I'm making my LinkedIn post. I don't care your opinions of LinkedIn. This is an important post to make. This post is not about thank you to the good times or the company who let you go. This post is about moving forward. My time at this company has come to an end due to a layoff. I'm currently looking for, and I would list 3 types of roles you're looking for. And I would say what I bring to the table are the 3 most important skills you have for that role. I appreciate anybody commenting, sharing, or letting me know of any opportunities that make sense. You have to give that call to action. I am not applying for a job until I've done all of those things.
For some people, a layoff can be a turning point. We're seeing more people use the time to finally start their own projects or change their career path entirely. But as many people have pointed out, that's really only an option if you have enough savings to fall back on.
So about 2 months ago, I got laid off from my corporate job. And in all honesty, I think it's one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I didn't realize how much it was draining my energy until I left. And I'm a creative individual at heart. So that type of environment is completely contrary to what comes naturally to me. I use this as an opportunity to pivot into something that I'm actually passionate about. I've decided to pursue music, and what's funny is to see the doors that have been opening up. It's crazy. Like, I've been booked more in the last 2 months than I have in the past 6 to 7 years.
We don't talk about this enough, but getting laid off can actually be a gift in disguise. This summer, my husband and I both got laid off weeks apart, and we were devastated. In our late 30s, early 40s, with a mortgage and 2 young kids, we thought our lives were locked in, but suddenly everything evaporated overnight. We had no plan and nothing lined up. But it's funny how those can be the moments with the most clarity sometimes. In the back of our heads, we thought we were just going to go back into the job hunt. But as we took more time away from our corporate lives and talked to more of our friends, something shifted in our thinking. We realized everyone was going through their own version of starting over, whether it's through layoffs, burnout, or just straight up quitting their jobs. The common thread was that the career contract we were all raised to believe in, to work hard, stay loyal, and then be taken care of, that contract is broken. And maybe it was always broken, and getting laid off forced me to finally see it, that I was pouring myself into a system that had absolutely no loyalty to me. And unfortunately, so many of us are. But I decided I wasn't going to go back into that broken system anymore. My husband and I decided to bet on ourselves instead, and since then, we've never looked back. So if you're going through some sort of career crisis or pivot too, I hope you think of this moment not as rejection, but as redirection. And I hope you use this as an opportunity to think about how this could be the start of something new, something better, something more aligned. I believe that for you, and I believe we'll look back on these moments and realize they were such a blessing in disguise.
At the end of the day, the old rules of loyalty are gone. In a world where a company can let you go just to make their numbers look better, you have to look out for yourself. Always prioritize your own future and your own finances above everything else. If you want to see more videos like this one, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm a small channel, so every sub really counts. Thank you. Okay, llama out.